What is going on, YouTube? This video is about 6 months in the working, not gonna lie. I went and got a K.E.M, which, for those of you that don't know, is like a nuke or like a Moab in Call of Duty Ghosts with every single primary weapon. So yeah, let's get into it. The first gun on the list today is the SC210, 2010, whatever it's called. I do not remember this gun being good back in the day, but I'm not gonna lie, when I was using it, it was kind of slapping. This might have been like one of the top 3 like fastest ones in course of like games it took to get. But I mean, the ARs were all pretty easy. So we move on to the SA805, and I mean, this might be a hot take, but I was not really a fan of this gun. I thought it was a lot better in Advanced Warfare than it was in Ghosts. But nonetheless, we got it done. Playing some of the old DLC maps in Ghosts, man, they were good. They were good. This one especially, I mean, you could ride around in the carts. You had B flag here moving around like you can see. But I mean, yeah, this one took me longer than I would like to admit, considering it's an assault rifle, but we got it done. Next up, we got the AK-12. This is going to be another hot take, but this might be one of my favorite guns in this game. And as far as AKs go, I mean, it might be one of my favorites ever. It was one of my favorites back in the day, and it still was amazing 12 years later. Had a lot of fun with this one. And yeah, I think this was like first game, midway through the first game. But the AK-12 is amazing. All right, now we've got the FAD. This is a gun that's, I feel like not a lot of people liked back in the day in MW3 or Ghosts, but I don't know, man. I've always just had a soft spot for it. The iron sights, the big mag, you throw extended mags and a suppressor on this thing, and it was phenomenal, in my opinion. The fire rate was awesome, and yeah, this was a quick one. I'm not gonna lie, this was also a quick one. We got this one done pretty fast, but I mean, it's ARs in Call of Duty Ghosts, so you'll have that. On to a lot of people's favorite rifle in this game, the Remington, and I mean, what's not to love about this gun? The damage is high, the fire rate is a little on the slower side, but I mean, there's no recoil, and you're hitting for, like, it's a 2 to 3 shot kill. So, I mean, this thing is butter. This thing was butter back in the day, and it is still one of my favorite guns in Ghosts and maybe in COD history. Our next entry in the assault rifle category is the MSBS, and if you guys remember when this game came out, this gun was busted. I mean, 2-hit kills on a 3-round burst across the map. It didn't matter. You didn't have to hit every shot. This thing was insane. It's honestly still pretty good. I know a lot of people didn't really use it after it got nerfed, but this thing is still solid, still effective. Let's move on to maybe everybody's favorite gun in this game. We've got the Honey Badger. I mean, I could go on for 20 minutes about how much I love this gun. The built-in silencer, so you had so much freedom with your attachments. You could throw a grip on, a red dot, extended mags, whatever you wanted, and it was effective. You could run no attachments, and it was effective. One of, if not the best assault rifles in this game, and honestly, one of my favorite ever. This, I mean, hot take, but I loved the weapon selection in Call of Duty Ghosts. Let's move on to the last AR, the ARX 150, I want to say it's called. This gun's good. The rate of fire is great. The recoil is a little bit bouncy, but I mean, Ghost didn't have a lot of recoil in the ARs, I felt like. And I mean, this was your most expensive unlock. I think it was like 11 squad points, if you remember those even. But yeah, this gun was fun to use. Also, I lied. We do have one more AR, and that is the Maverick. This is a DLC weapon. I think it was the second DLC weapon that was released into this game. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't a big fan. I thought the sniper was okay. I didn't really like the scope, but you could change it. But I mean, this thing just felt really clunky. And in a game like Ghost, where everything already feels clunky, you know, you want the guns like the Bison or the FAD or the Honey Badger or the Remington or the MTRX where you can move. And this gun was just not it. But now, we are finally onto the SMGs. The first one, the Bison. I mean, rate of fire, amazing. Recoil, almost non-existent if you throw a foregrip on this thing. And yeah, I mean, it was just fun to use. It really was. And back in the day, I used this thing a lot. I think I might have almost had this thing gold back in the day. One of my favorite SMGs, but my favorite one is going to be the next entry, and that is going to be the CBJ. I mean, this thing kicked. For a submachine gun, this thing kicked. But if you got close to people, man, Obviously, the TTK and Ghost was fast, but this gun was just, oh my gosh. I love this SMG. I cannot talk about it enough. Honestly, like I said, I just think the guns in this game were very good. If the maps were better, it would have done a lot better, but I have all the Ghost DLC, so I've always been a Ghost guy. Let's move on to the next gun, which is probably the community's favorite or second favorite SMG, and that is the Vector. And I will defend this version of the Vector until I die. I think it is the best Vector we have ever seen. I mean, this thing is incredible. And again, it's probably because Call of Duty Ghost, the TTK is fast, whatever, it feels good. In a game this slow and campy, you know, a gun that you can move around like you can with this gun and just obliterate people in the blink of an eye, it feels good. Now, onto the Vepr. Was never a fan of this gun back in the day, and coming back and playing this game again, I think this one took me the longest. I know I'm 24-0 in this game here, but I mean, this gun took me a while. It took me a while. Definitely the longest of the SMG categories, and honestly, as far as like automatics, it might have been the longest out of all of them. But now we have got the K.E.M. Is that what this gun's called? Also not a fan of this one. Again, I feel like the SMGs just have so much more kick than the ARs in this game, which I think is kind of weird. I feel like usually it's not like that. But I mean, if you're ADSing and you don't have a grip on this thing, it is kicking. And the worst part about it is it's horizontal and vertical recoil. It's a tough recoil pattern to learn, but I mean, if you can learn it, it's pretty solid. Just not my favorite SMG. But now we move on to the meta in this game, the MTAR-X. A lot of people don't like this iron sight here, but I've always been a fan of it. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not a regular iron sight, but I've always been a fan of like the circular iron sights. I think this one does that perfectly. This gun was the meta back in the day. If you play Call of Duty Ghost, I guarantee you right now, somebody is using the MTAR-X. Let's move on to the second, well, I guess first DLC weapon added into Ghosts, the Ripper. Hybrid between an AR and an SMG. Both versions, the AR and the SMG version, are phenomenal. I mean, you can go bare bones with this gun in both modes, and it is effective to this day. One of the better DLC weapons of this era, and that is going to wrap up the SMG category. Now we're into the LMGs. And I'm not a big LMG guy, but, and this might also be another hot take, Ghost hot takes out here, but the Ameli was cooking. I mean, look at how fast I'm killing these players. Again, it's Ghosts. Every gun kills quickly. But this thing was just slapping. Ignore the stutter there. I'm not an SMG guy. I've never been an SMG guy. I like ARs. I like SMGs. I like to run around, you know. Even when I'm sniping, I'm quick scoping. But that gun was fun. And now we move on. Everybody knows about this one. It's the M27 IAR. I mean, if you load up this game now, again, you are going to see somebody in a ghillie suit camping in the back of Prison Break with this, with a thermal on it, and maybe even a suppressor. It is unbelievably annoying to go against. And honestly, when I was using it, I wasn't having fun. Like, it just is not a fun weapon to use. But yeah, on to the next one, the LSAT. Not quite as good as the Black Ops 2 counterpart, maybe because you don't have the target finder in this game. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad by any means. The rate of fire is probably higher than the Black Ops 2 LSAT, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it killed pretty quick. And honestly, for an LMG, I feel like you weren't moving horribly slow. So, I mean, probably my favorite LMG in this game if I had to pick. But again, I'm not an LMG guy. And now we've got the chainsaw. This gun's just fun. You know, you've got the laser sight. You can't ADS. It feels like you're holding a chainsaw, man. And for some reason, I've always had a soft spot for this gun. It's not great, but I mean, if you're getting close to guys, like if you're posted up on like a shorter map, a smaller map, this thing can do some work. No recoil. I mean, it's just obviously tough. You can't ADS. That'll wrap up the LMG category. Now we have the marksman rifles, and I'm not gonna lie, I camped like horrible for these guns, man. I mean, there's not really much else you can do. Like, I literally sat up on top of this rooftop for all 31 of my kills. Like, I was just camping. I mean, it's a 2-hit kill, but everything is practically a 2-hit kill in Call of Duty Ghosts. It's not great. I don't think any of these guns are great. I'm not going to talk about them a whole lot, to be honest. We move on to the IA-2, and this one's finicky. I mean, definitely my worst favorite in the category. I felt like when I was using this thing, like the I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. Like the rate of fire cap was just too low. Like, I like to think I have a pretty good trigger finger, and this thing just, like, was not registering every other tap of the trigger. And that got frustrating, but, you know, it's marksman rifles and Call of Duty Ghosts. What more can you really ask for? Now we're on to this is the MK14 EBR, I want to say. I had the sniper scope on this thing. I was just camping once again in this corner here. Yeah, there's not much more I can say about this gun. None of the marksman rifles in this game are great. Not really a fan of any of them. But, you know, if you're camping and you're on a map where, you know, people aren't blending in with literally everything, they're not bad. And then we have the SVU. How I managed to get this done on shipment, or whatever this version of shipment is called, I have absolutely no idea. I was just camping on the little outskirts, as you can see here. I got a little bit ballsy, as I call it in my chem here. But, yeah, marksman rifles were a nightmare. A nightmare. And now, we move on to the snipers. I love the USR. The USR is phenomenal. Quick scoping machine back in the day, and even now, I mean, you can see, like, you throw an ACOG on this thing, man, it does work. It does work. Peep the throwing knife right there. My favorite sniper in Call of Duty Ghosts. Honestly, I would go as far as to put it in, like, my top 5 ever. Top 10 ever. But all around, a phenomenal sniper rifle. Let's move on to the L115. And now, when I played this game back in the day, I remember this thing being, like, good. Like, really good. And then I came back and played it, and it felt slow. It felt clunky. It felt like the ADS speed. I mean, you can see by my reaction here. This took me forever. Absolutely forever to get this one done. I want to say, I think I put it in my notes somewhere, but I think this was the gun that literally took me the longest. It was miserable. Now on to the Lynx. The Lynx gets a lot of hate in this game, but honestly, when I was playing this game back in the day and I was going for sniper feeds, like this and the USR is what I was using. It kicks like a mule, but I mean, it's supposed to be like a Barrett 50 cal type sniper build, so you can expect that, you know. But I always thought it was solid. Again, you throw an ACOG scope on really any of these snipers, and I feel like they're honestly viable. Again, maybe that is also a hot take. But yeah, let's move on to the VKS. Another confusing weapon, a sniper rifle with a built-in suppressor, and it is the only sniper, I believe, even still to this day, that has damage drop-off. So yes, this is a semi-auto sniper that encourages you to, like, push. I'm not sure I understand. Out of the shotguns were horrible in Call of Duty Ghosts, man. But we've got the Bulldog. If you were using a shotgun in this game and you actually wanted to get work done, you were using the Bulldog. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You were using the Bulldog. It was a phenomenal. You don't get to see a lot of gameplay with it here, but, I mean, you know. Infection. You know. But yeah, let's move on to the night shotgun. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't even know what this one's called, like the MTBS or, I don't know. Pump action. Again, after like 12 to 14 meters in this game, the shotgun pellets just like disappear into the air, and there's nothing you can really do to make it better. You can throw a slug shot round on this thing, but even then, you get to like 16 to 18 meters, and for some reason, that thing disappears. Really interesting what they did with the shotguns in this game. The last addition is the TAC-12. I mean, this is another gun that a lot of people didn't like back in the day, but for some reason, I have a soft spot for. Like, I loved using this thing on strike zone, domination back in the day. You push into B building, you're pump shotgunning every single person in that building, and it was fun. It was fun using this thing back in the day, and when I came back and played this game, I had fun doing it again. But, yeah, that is a K.E.M with every single primary weapon in Call of Duty Ghosts. If you guys want to see, I'm currently working on it, getting a quad feed with every single weapon in Call of Duty Ghosts, which honestly, for some reason, has been harder. Obviously, it's Call of Duty Ghosts. You don't see people. But anyways, that's where I'm at. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.